Hi, I'm Danny Dreyer, and I'm here to show you how to do ChiRunning with a baby stroller. Actually, baby jogger. If you're doing a baby stroller, they're not really designed to go that fast. This one is more like a halfway between. If you really want a baby jog stroller, I would suggest you do some research and find one that's built for jogging and running. I wouldn't trust myself pushing a baby in this thing. The best ones there are two that I've done research on. One's called Kool Stride, Kool Stride, and the other one is a Bob stroller, B-O-B, and the brand name is called Blaze. That's the model number. The reason why I say that is because these little strollers with tiny little wheels make a really rough ride. They don't roll very easily, and they're just not as comfortable. If I was the kid riding in it, I wouldn't want to go fast in one of these things. Okay, they're not built for speed. But get one with larger wheels, much smoother ride, especially if you're, going as fast as you want to run. So if you insist on pushing your baby while you're running, I would suggest doing an upgrade and getting one that is really built for running with. And this is just built for pushing around a zoo. And so the Kool Stride and the Bob strollers are the best. Now, there's some features that you want to be sure to get. A lot of the recent ones have adjustable handbars, so you want to make sure you get one that's comfortable, and you want to fit it to where your arm, as in ChiRunning, your arm stays at a right angle. So I'm going to put mine about there. I don't want it much higher, and I definitely don't want it much lower. So that it's comfortable. If it's too high, you're gonna really feel it and pushing it in your back. Now, one thing about running with a stroller is that you don't want to run with both hands on the bar. It completely messes with your running technique. So what I did when I was pushing Journey, my daughter, who is filming this right now, is that I would, here's the safety strap, I would put it around here. What I used to do so that I could switch sides was that I would put the safety strap, and I had a strap that I had around my waist, so if it got away from me, it wasn't going anywhere. But I would free up my hands to do whatever I want to do, and the reason is because when I run with a stroller, I would only do it with one arm at a time. That way, as I'm running, I can swing my opposite arm. At least I get some amount of arm swing. But when both arms are on the stroller bar, you can't get any arm swing, and it really transfers all the weight to your legs. It's just a much tougher thing to do. So I would hold on to one, swing this way. That way I would stand a little bit off to the side of the stroller, still easy enough to steer. So I would run this way, swing my arm, and then every now and then to rest that arm, I would switch to the other side. That way I'm only getting one arm tired at a time, and I'm only using one arm at a time. So it's pretty easy to just switch back and forth whenever you need to. And it's really easy to steer it with one hand. Now, the other thing I would say is if you plan to do a lot of running, get one with a hand brake. Those two that I recommended, the Kool Stride and the Bob stroller, both have a hand brake. So if you happen to be going down a steep hill, you're not trying to hold the buggy back. You can just touch the hand brake and it slows down just enough that you can keep whatever ambient speed you're running at. Now, here's the technical part about pushing a stroller. So I'm only pushing it with one arm, but you don't want to wear out your arm muscles doing it, okay? So what you want to do is just like I was taught in Tai Chi. What I do, I still move from my dantian, just like all the ChiRunning material says. So my dantian moves my body forward. My mind moves my dantian moves my body. But here's the trick to running with a stroller. My dantian, what I do is once I hold on to that bar, I pretend, or I imagine, visualize a direct link between my hand and my dantian. That way I can relax my shoulder. My shoulder doesn't need to be doing anything. It's just So I pretend like I'm as soon as I move this, it moves my hand. It doesn't transfer through my arm. So if I move here, and you can move with me, so if I move here, I'm moving this, and my hand is pushing the stroller. There is no muscle work going on in my arm, okay? And likewise, if I switch to this side, now my dantian is hooked directly from here to the handlebar. So I'm bypassing my body. It's just a direct link. And it's similar to like when I'm teaching the grounding stance of standing there and my dantian links directly to the ground. That way my legs are not as involved. I'm feeling like I'm standing on an invisible chair or stool. Same thing with this. So I'm doing this, I hold this, but I move from here. I just disappear my arm. So I'm going to go the other way. So if I'm doing it this way, I'm sort of linking from here to the cart. Now you can practice this. A great place to practice this is when you're grocery shopping. Try it. So you're pushing a cart full of groceries. You've got both hands or one hand on the bar of the grocery cart. Move from your dantian here. Always be sure that before you start this, like I said, you want to have your arms as invisible as possible, but really start with your posture, as always, with ChiRunning, walking, pushing a baby jogger, anything. Lift at the crown of your head so that you can feel your core engaged. So all your core muscles are stable. They're moving you and keeping you stable. And then when you move from your dantian, that whole alignment is moving because your dantian is moving. And there's very little work going on in your shoulder. Okay? So I'm going to just run across here and back so you can kind of see what it looks like. I'm going to push it over here. The reason why I run off to the side is so I don't kick the wheels. Running back here, if you reach with your legs or anything like that, you get tripped up on these tires. So I stay off to the side, so when I'm pushing this thing, I can still swing my arm. I switch to the other side, I still have an arm swing that I can use. If you're going up a hill, sometimes you'll have to use both hands, but in that case, when you're doing both hands, you should power yourself with pelvic rotation. Remember that? So you can lock your shoulders this way and then just power your leg by turning your waist. So every time I take a stride, my waist is turning. Okay, I'll give you an example of that. So imagine I'm going up a hill. It's really the only time I would use this. So I'm really turning my waist, and all of my propulsion is coming because my dantian is turning. Again, very light on the handle of the carriage. You can also, if you can, go uphill just doing one arm, but it's a little harder going uphill. All right. So going uphill, you can switch between two hands, and one hand going downhill, use the brake. Okay. By all means, though, whenever you can, always have one arm swinging. It makes the whole rest of your body move so much easier. Don't ever lock in both shoulders. So good luck.